Empty beers and beards. Drinking too fast over here. Week 2 predictions coming right up. So let's start off with the Thursday night game. Those surprising New York Jets going to New England. Call it.
Patriots. All day.
Got to be the Patriots.
Landslide.
No argument there. St. Louis at Atlanta, Sunday at 1.
Well, I think if it's in the A, Atlanta's going to pull it out. I think Matt Ryan, all those weapons, I think St. Louis is going to be in for a rude awakening.
I think the NFC West is awesome this year. And I think the St. Louis Rams are good. I kind of think that if the Atlanta Falcons had won in week 1, maybe St. Louis could sneak up on them. Atlanta wants that first win. They're going to take this game very seriously. I'll go with the Falcons, although I really like St. Louis. Carolina at Buffalo.
It's a tough game. Carolina didn't look that strong last week, but neither did Buffalo. I think I'm going with Killer Cam Newton. Carolina's winning this one.
Cam's a stud, and I'm going with the Carolina defense. I'm going Carolina. Minnesota at Chicago.
At Chicago, I think Jay Cutler's going to put this one on his shoulders. It's a home game. I think they're going to pull it out.
I think AP will be the best player on the field, and the Minnesota Vikings will still lose. Washington at Green Bay.
Well, after Monday night's performance, I don't think the Redskins and RG3 are exactly ready. So I think we're going with Aaron Rodgers and those Green Bay Packers.
A little bit of rust. Maybe RG3 got tuned up in the second half, but I'm still going Packers. And again, I think a lot of that might have to do with the week 1 loss against San Francisco. Green Bay is going to be fighting mad. If you watch the game, they were fighting mad when they played San Francisco. This time, I think they get a win. Miami at Indianapolis. That's a tough one to pick.
Not for me. I think the Colts are for real. More importantly, I think Andrew Luck is for real. And I think they're going to pull out an impressive win this Sunday.
I believe in Andrew Luck. I told you last week, I think that the Colts might be a 10-win team. But this one is a little tougher for me to pick. I'm going to go with Andrew over Ryan, but I think it's a lot closer than people think. Dallas at Kansas City. Do I have to ask you where you're going, by the way? Are we going undefeated this year? Do I need to even worry when it's Dallas?
I'll tell you, I'll put it like this. When it's tight, I'll tell you that it's tight. But I'm definitely going with Dallas. I'm not a big fan of Andy Reid. Never have been, for obvious reasons. But I don't think that Alex Smith is an adequate quarterback in NFL. And I think that the Dallas Cowboys are going to put that punishment on him.
I think the New York Giants gave your Cowboys a lot of help Sunday night, and it was a close contest. I'm very tempted to call the upset here and go with Kansas City. I think it's very possible. I'm not going to. Romo now gets a chance to Romo me. Normally I'm not on the bus, so he can't Romo me, but I'm giving him a shot this week. Cleveland at Baltimore.
Man, now Baltimore flat out got embarrassed last week. And I think that the defending champions going to have to come out and remind you why they the defending champions this week. I'm going Baltimore.
This is, for me, equally about Cleveland, being Cleveland, and Baltimore coming off that week 1 loss. Baltimore. I'm with you there. Tennessee at Houston.
Houston looked all right last week. Tennessee looked really impressive last week. But I think that in the division, things get a little different. I'm going with Houston.
You know, Tennessee looked impressive, but I think that Pittsburgh may be wounded warriors this year. They're not the Pittsburgh we know and love. I'm going with Houston as well. San Diego at Philadelphia.
Well, we kind of established that the general consensus around here is that the Chip Kelly offense is for real. And I think this week it'll probably be a gunfight, but Philly's going to pull it out.
Philadelphia looks very good. San Diego, I believe in Phillip Rivers. I'm not so sure about everything else there. Even after a good, week one performance in a lot of ways, it's hard to sell me on Ryan Matthews. I'm going to go with Philadelphia and that Chip Kelly offense. And I'm excited to see that. I'm not a Philly fan. You're a Dallas fan.
Yeah.
But it was fun to watch on Monday night.
It's coming.
So now we go to Detroit at Arizona.
I think this is one of those times where we can either get a really good game or a really bad game. But all in all, I think Arizona's home, and I think Carson Palmer is it right now. Larry Fitzgerald, I know he's happy about that. So I'm going with Arizona.
Now, I definitely agree that Larry Fitzgerald loves Carson Palmer right now. Carson Palmer is maybe the first good. I mean, I'm not even going to say like anything above that. He hasn't had a good quarterback since Kurt Warner. Mm-hmm. Larry Fitzgerald is very happy. I like the Lions this year. I mean, I made the crazy pick in fantasy and jumped on the Stafford bandwagon. I like the Lions. They look sharp in week one, so I'm going with Detroit there. New Orleans at Tampa Bay.
Well, last week I thought Tampa Bay was going to beat the Jets. This week, I'm not going to make that mistake again. I'm going New Orleans.
If you can't beat the New York Jets, you can't beat the New Orleans Saints. Jacksonville at Oakland.
Well, Oakland.
It's hard to pick Oakland, but this one seems easy to me. Like, when was the last time picking Oakland seemed easy? Maybe this is a first. I don't know. A first in a long time.
Gannon was out there.
Denver at the New York Giants. Peyton and Eli.
The Manning Bowl.
I wonder if that'll get hyped up.
Do we have any bowls around here? Because I know the NFL has been waiting for this one to get cooked up. And fans have too. But I'm pretty sure that the Denver Broncos are going to pull this one out on the road.
New York doesn't have a running back that we know of. I like Eli. I talked a lot last week about how everybody sleeps on Tom Coughlin and Eli and the Giants, and they shouldn't. I believe that. Denver was on another level in week one. I'm going with the Denver Broncos. The Sunday night game, everybody's talking about it. San Francisco at Seattle.
Oh, man. Well, this one seems pretty easy to me. I think San Francisco is going to be a force to be reckoned with this season. And although Seattle's good, I think San Fran's winning this game, Jimmy.
San Francisco looked incredible. And San Francisco is a tough football team. I really don't think I'm being a homer here, though, because I'm going with the 12th man, Quest Field. I think it's going to make a difference. I hope it makes a difference. And Seattle looked very good, even though we had a baseball score in week one. They managed to come through when it counted most, and the defense was pretty on point, allowed less than 300 yards total. I'm going with Seattle, but the 12th man is a big factor in this one because I think it's dead even aside from that. I'm going with the home team. Last but not least, we're going to jump to Monday night, and Pittsburgh is going to be playing at Cincinnati.
Well, Pittsburgh let me down last week. And Cincinnati, they looked all right. But I'm going with the upset. I guess at this point, calling Pittsburgh would be the upset. But on Monday Night Football, I think the Steelers are going to steal the game.
I said earlier, I think Pittsburgh, they're wounded warriors right now. I don't know what's up, but that's not the Pittsburgh that we've known for a while now. I think that maybe Mike Wallace leaving town wasn't the best decision. And I worried, maybe last year the window was sliding closed. I think Mike Wallace was a big deal. I think that closed the window. I'm going with Cincinnati. I think that window's wide open. A.J. Green, Andy Dalton. I like the Cincinnati Bengals.
I'm telling you, the Steelers are going to come out fighting hard.
They'll be gutsy. They will be gutsy. I give you that. But that's our week 2 predictions, and, man, I need a refill over here.
I need one too, bro.
We'll cheers with an empty cup. Yeehaw. Time for a refill.